Columbus Small Animal Hospital, loving our work. I'm Dr. Jim Kramer. This is Rin, a very young domestic long-haired neutered male cat that was referred to us for a really nasty jaw fracture. So you can see there how displaced it is and swollen. We weren't sure if this could be fixed. We sent it to board-certified radiologists who said the temporal mandibular joints were still in place, and so we thought it could probably at least be worth a try. As the jaw swings, that conical part toward the top slides up under the zygomatic arch in the skull, which makes it hard to get to. The bone is also extremely thin there, and so it turns out it's so thin that it's very hard to get an implant to stay inside of it. Dr. Wesley and I are working together on this, and our first thought was we put some Steinman pins in from the bottom. Seemed like that would be an ideal way to fix this. We could get this reduced and stabilized. So here's our first Steinman pin. So we're thinking this is going to work out. So we use another pin to measure how deep the first one is in there. And so far so good. We place a second pin to stabilize this further, is our thought. But unfortunately, it doesn't work out like that. So we spend a great deal of time working on this, much more than is shown in this edited video, where we place these pins, we replace them, we redirect them, we measure the depth, we put in more, and keep trying to find a way to stabilize this fracture, which is very inaccessible and difficult, largely due to the thinness of the bone involved, which doesn't want to accept a pin or hold it with any traction. Here we thought we had something, so we're cutting the pin off, thinking we're getting somewhere. Now, once again, adding another adjacent pin, trying to shore this up to attach it, but ultimately the pins fail completely, and we have to abandon that effort and try something completely different. So here you see a drill bit sticking up out of the fractured area. We're attempting to place an L-shaped plate on the ramus of this mandible. We could not get a small Steinman pin up inside because it's so flat. So now we're attempting to go in the opposite direction, perpendicular, and put this plate and screws on to hold these fractures together that way. So we spend quite a bit of time. This is an edited video, so much more time has passed and shows in the video, and we're working to attach this plate in a way that would affix these fractured fragments together, which ultimately, after a lot of effort, proves to be fruitless. We had big hopes for the plate idea like we had for the pin idea before that, and we spent a lot of time getting the screws and the plate placed together, but ultimately it will not hold these fragments solidly in apposition, and so it's just not going to work. So we are running out of ideas and running out of possibilities. It's starting to look hopeless. So we drill holes in the fragments and we affix them together with non-absorbable suture material. So while Ren is still sleeping, Dr. Wesley installs an esophagostomy tube so that we can feed Ren through the tube without having to test the jaw repair for as long as necessary. Ren tolerates this quite well. There you can see he opened and closed his mouth, which is aligned perfectly. He can meow, opening and closing that jaw completely aligned, nothing like it was before. So this is starting to look hopeful. So this is shortly after the surgery, Rin's acting like a regular cat, like nothing ever happened, while the jaw is still fractured and held together with suture material. But he's looking around, interested in life, and getting all of his medication and food through that esophagostomy tube so far. We offer Rin some soft food, gruel-like, mixed with water, made for this purpose. The same thing we're putting through the tube. Look at that. Eating away. Eating as if nothing ever happened, with this horrible jaw fracture and somewhat tenuous repair. And here's Rin going for it like it's Sunday breakfast. So we're extremely pleased with this outcome. It seemed totally in doubt. We're very happy that Rin is making a great recovery. We fully expect that he will never look back. This will be a bad memory with a great outcome. But now it's a couple of weeks later, and Rin has come back to see us in order to get the sutures taken out that we're holding in that esophagostomy tube. You can see the hair is growing back on his throat. He's wagging his tail, he's bright, alert, he's happy, he's doing extremely well, and we expect a full and happy life. Columbus Small Animal Hospital, loving our work.